Hi there, my name is Krista, and I'm the author of The Radical Angel, A True Story. Please find links to my ebook, social media sites, and a link to your birth chart where you can enter information to find out your moon and rising sign in case you already don't know that. It's called Always Astrology. Just click that and fill out the data to find your actual birth chart to learn more about yourself, but also if for any reason this reading doesn't resonate with you, you can always look up your moon and rising to get a little bit more clarification if that helps. You can contact me for personal readings through social media until my website goes live in June, at the end of June, at which time you can just contact me through my website. And please subscribe for weekly readings and for videos about other subjects that may also appeal to you. This reading is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Please take what resonates and leave the rest. Aquarius, today I'm using 3 decks, the Medicine Totem Animal cards, the Wisdom of the Oracle cards, and the Angel Oracle cards. I'll be doing a 3-card spread with a central issue, 2 clarifiers, and looking at the bottom of the deck for general energy for the week of April 8th to the 14th. I know this is going up a little bit late, so forgive me. This is my first foray into it, so I will hopefully get one up on time for you beginning on the 15th next week. So I hope this resonates for you for the coming week, so let's get started. So I wish for Aquarius all success and joy and wellness. I invoke spirits of love and light and beauty. I call upon Archangels Michael, oh heavens, Gabriel, Metatron, and Uriel to guide this reading in peace, clarity, protection, and wisdom. I ask Mother Gaia to please bless this reading for you. And we did have a jumper card while I was invoking gentle spirits to guide the reading, and that is number 8, the Otter, which is a woman medicine. This is a highly feminine card. So this is your central issue for the upcoming week, Aquarius. So let's look at 2 clarifiers. And we're just looking for general messages for Aquarius. There's another one. So here we have skunk. Skunk is number 7, and skunk's keyword is reputation. And so we just have one more card. So we're looking at general messages for Aquarius for the week of April 8th to 14th. And Aquarius, you can apply this to any corner of your life that is currently happening for you. This is a general reading. So if you find the messages here apply to, say, a business prospect or anything to do with structure, housing, job, or even ideas or relationships, platonic relationships. However this reading appeals to you and resonates with you is how I suggest you use it. Also, if there's any words, terminology, or concepts that I'm using, including artwork in the cards that I'm not paying attention to and that you're seeing something I don't, please trust your intuition and listen to those messages and take what you can from them. So again, we're looking for another clarifier for Aquarius for the week of April 8th to the 14th. What are general messages for Aquarius for the week of the 8th to the 14th? We have Taurus in retrograde until, I believe it's May 3rd. So Aquarius, you can Google Taurus in retrograde and how it affects Aquarius if you like, for further clarification about what's going on, if there are any issues concerning possessions or relationships where sex and death is prominent. Scorpio is the opposite of Taurus, so that would be the sex and death, and then Taurus rules the house of possessions, the 2nd house, so money and so forth. Okay, little jumper, there you go. And at the left, as the clarifier for the Otter is turkey, and its keyword is giveaway. So I'm just going to look at numerology really quickly here. You've got 7. 7 is magic. 8 is a foundational number. And 3 and 1 is 4 is another foundational number. So Aquarius, this week you're looking at things that are going to be impacted, generally speaking, in the material world. With a feminine, an overall feminine bent to things. And then you've got at the bottom of the deck for general energy, number 11, which is the moose. And the moose's keyword is self-esteem. And 11, we're looking at highly energetic magic as well. 11 is a spiritual number in the sense where it is not necessarily emotional. So 3, 6, 9, and 12 are spiritual numbers, but they can rest within the emotions, thoughts, and the dream world. So it's the way you feel because it's the way you think. But number 11 is something that's on a vast scale. It's something on a larger scale, perhaps outside yourself, that doesn't initiate from the inside out, which is self-esteem. So it's something that you are projecting onto the world, or something someone is projecting their self-esteem onto you and not letting you get away with anything. So let's do the same with the Wisdom of the Oracle, and we're just going to set up 3 cards here with the central issue, general messages for Aquarius for the week of April 8th to the 14th. And your central issue card is All That Glitters. And we know how that ends. Isn't it gold? So just something to think about. 1 6, so you've got another card of magic here. And all 7 is magic means is something that is currently in process. It's not static. It's moving right now. Wow. Okay. So serendipity is the right qualifier for All That Glitters, and it's just a beautiful card. It literally has the 4-leaf clover in it, and its number is 9, so highly spiritual number, serendipity. And then let's look for another qualifier. Wow, okay. And then number 2 is the yin, which is simply the opposite of yang. So it is the feminine component of the symbol of life and death, or light and dark, or man and woman. It is the entirety of this manifestation. So how interesting that you start here in the center with a very feminine card. So there's a lot of feminine energy swirling around your environment this week, Aquarius. And on the back of the deck for general energy, we have the card New Life. And this is the card 39, so another very highly spiritual number. And there's some beautiful fairy just stretching and coming out of her egg. She's just sort of hatched. Maybe she's coming to terms with something and she's releasing something. It is also the season of Easter, so there could be some rebirth, or even just spring. Spring is a new time for you, where you get to release something, or you have the opportunity to release something that's been holding you back. So let's look at the cards a little bit more in depth here. We've got 8 in the center. Again, the keywords for Otter is woman medicine. So basically, I'm going to look up some terminology that the authors use when creating the cards, but I can tell you immediately that this is something that just means that you're not the type of personality to get caught up in, I would say, pettiness. You know, whether that's work, love, platonic relationships, even money. You're not the type of person to be petty about those things, and you, at the same time, you are confident and comfortable relying on the feminine part of yourself. So however you identify, if you're a man or a woman, anything like that, if you're familiar and comfortable with your feminine side, you will see that this is the most comfortable and confident place to be, which is a place of, you know, release and coquettishness and playfulness and sweetness, which is, you know, in the mad world that we live in, not necessarily things that are always equated with women, unfortunately. It could be cattiness, you know, bitchiness, some things that are unfortunately equated with women. And Some people act like that, but generally speaking, women aren't like this. Unless they're pushed or shoved, pushed into a corner or shoved or really hurt, that they're going to lash out. And then if they're not, um, they will look out for their whole tribe, and they'll take care of themselves and other people with playfulness, not really as, the mother or the taskmaster, but just as the friend. So some of the main words here is sleek, graceful, very curious, not jealous or catty, expressing joy, examine your feelings, about sharing the bounties with others, and that could even be of your personality. I mean, you have a bountiful personality. The destruction of jealousy and all acts of anger which stem from petty fear. So just be a playful child and allow things to unfold is what the Otter card is asking you to do this week, Aquarius. So let's look a little bit closer at skunk. Like I said, skunk's keyword is reputation. And these are actually quite gentle animals as well. And the only way that they know how to protect themselves and their offspring is to create such a horrible scent that everyone runs from them. But it also could be something that draws people to you. So an interesting way to frame this, for example, is to say that your reputation may precede you. And that might be good, but it might not be. So especially when it comes to sexuality, when it comes to the opposite sex, appealing to others, getting attention, what kind of person you are when you do get that attention. So let's look at some of the key words that the authors used. And one of the main words is respect. So you resonate energy, permeates the body's energy, and is instantly recognized by everyone. But it's asking you to assert without ego. You're a really strong personality. Aquarius may be an air sign, but it's a fixed sign. And fixed signs don't have a lot of, you guys aren't really involved with shifting around a whole lot. You're not mercurial like Gemini, for example. You don't need a lot of options per se. You need a lot of freedom, but you don't need to be all over the place. You need freedom, but you're okay with things that are static or fixed. You can attract others and be very charismatic, but you can also repel if you take energy without giving it back. It's also, like I said, involved with a sexual energy. If you leak that without intention, all that means, Aquarius, is if you're flirting with someone who for example, is interested in you or wants a relationship or is even in a relationship and you ought not to be flirting with that person, you might want to take a step back because that's going to cause hard feelings. And I'm not saying you're up to no good. I'm saying that it's no good. Like, what do you expect to come from that? It's not going to enhance your life to do that. However, if you are flirting and being sexual and letting that side of yourself show or that part of your reputation be known with someone who you do like and someone who is available and is open to getting to know you more and being flirty with you, then by all means go ahead because you're feeling highly feminine this week. Use your energy well, for it will either honor or disgrace. So it's just asking you to take a look at how you're using this energy this week and to be fair with yourself and about what you're projecting into the world, but also to be aware that if you're promoting energy or sharing energy that ought not to be shared with that person, for example, like I said, like in a sexual way and it's inappropriate, you might want to back off on that because that's going to backfire. And like I said, it'll be good for no one. If it is positive and this is welcome for you, by all means, go for it. So at the left of the Otter of the central issue, we have Turkey. And Turkey is, like I said, its keywords are giveaway. So let's just look at some of the terms that the authors used when creating this deck. So we're looking at terms like the recognition of sacrifices of the self and others, the game of life in general, where, like I said, and I say this for a lot of signs, and you'll notice, you know what I mean as soon as I say, but there's this, we live in a mad world where things are upside down, and the person, at least on the surface, who, has all the toys, or, has the 5 houses and the best clothes and whatever. This is supposed to be an achievement in the world that we live in, as opposed to the person who's able to give away and help others and achieve things of a higher nature, not necessarily material world. So, unfortunately, we live in an age where the person who has all the things, claims more than her share, isn't looked upon as crazy or selfish. But we all know in our hearts, like in the real world of everyone having enough, it is a weird way to live. To, have more than you need, eat more than you need, or again, with the, are you looking for a partner or a bunch of partners, and why? Are you looking at someone else's partner, or are you looking at someone who really is a crush on you, but you could care less about, but you're playing with them? And why would you do that? Or someone could be doing it to you, or this could be around you. You could be seeing this around you. So just take note of that. We're looking at other terminology regarding giving away the most and carrying the burden of the other people getting the most respect. So this is another way of saying, if you are able to see, there's a gentle way to do this. You do have a crush on somebody, they're not available. You can say, you know what? You're really awesome. If you were single, I'd be all over you, but I really respect that you're in a relationship, or vice versa. That person could approach you and you could say, ooh, I could have more, more attention or more gifts or what have you, but this isn't going to behoove you this week, Aquarius. This is the week to say, that's beautiful and thank you for sharing, but not at this time, or this isn't appropriate. So, and again, it's not out of moralism or religious guilt. It's just about being enlightened to sharing your gifts and your talents for being really sweet and kind and making people feel good about themselves. So let's look at the general energy for the top column, which is Moose, and it is self-esteem. And I'm just going to add, before looking up the general language that the authors wrote about when creating the cards, and that is that your self-esteem is not dependent on others' evaluation of you. And the opposite is true. Other people's evaluation and value in your life is not dependent on what you think of them. People, and Aquarius, I know you know this, and you're probably the first person in the whole zodiac to just say, you know what, you be you. I'm gonna be me, you be you. Everyone gets what they need if we don't take more than what we need, if we play fair. So your self-esteem is really intact, and I think this is asking you as well to expect self-esteem from other people. So if you're around people who are constantly putting themselves down or you down, or their value system about themselves is all skewed, or they're constantly, vying for compliments or vying for attention, you may say, or that could be you, that person or you needs to say, you know what, no, my self-esteem is dependent completely on myself. What I feel about myself, what I do for myself, and what I think about myself. Not what others give to me, do for me, or say to me, or how they validate me. Not important. Your self-esteem and the people that you share your time with is more important than their, evaluation of you. So this is also asking you to take heart in a job well done, a sense of accomplishment, the enjoyment of sharing. It's okay to be proud, not to lord it over other people, not for it to precede you as, reputation. If people say about you before you even show up, like, oh, she's really nice or he's really nice, but he's always looking for validation, or he or she needs to know that a lot of people have a crush on her, or else she doesn't feel good about herself. So this week is just saying, Spirit is just saying for this week, if this is occurring in your life, take a look at it, take a hard look at it, and get to the bottom of it. So we're going to move on to the second row here and take a little bit of a closer look at the bottom row, and all that glitters is the bottom card, and it's literally a pile of gold nuggets with two jewel encrusted masks. So again, a lot of this imagery speaks for itself, but let's look at what the artists and authors said about the card, and then we'll go and interpret it with the rest of the row. So they wrote, a need to see beyond the superficial, the desire to don a mask or dress something up to disguise its true nature, trying to be something you're not, chasing after every sparkling new thing, being mercurial. So again, I think just positively, this is saying that you're not the type of person to get caught up in this, that you're the type of person to, because you are a fixed sign and you're sturdy and you're steady, you're not looking for outward validation necessarily, but you may feel for some reason a lack of self-esteem, or maybe someone around you, you may feel like, oh, in order to get at this person or feel part of this group, or feel like you're involved or feel validated somehow, that you have to stick your nose in it or you have to be in the middle of it, but you don't. You can step outside and things will still work like step outside of a situation and things will still work for you. I also don't see that there's anything in the cards saying that you're being superficial, but if you feel that is something that's occurring within the next week, either around you or something that's popping up in your own mind, just to be aware of that and to get to the bottom of that, to be more mindful of giving away and not hoarding, whatever that means for you, and then to rely on your self-esteem, which is always something that comes from within. No one can give it to you. So let's look ahead at the right clarifier, which is serendipity. This is such a beautiful, gentle, whimsical card. And again, it literally has a 4-leaf clover on it, so it could be something just as obvious as luck. So let's look at what they say here. Opportunity allied with readiness, the awareness of synchronicity, luck and good fortune appearing as signs and symbols, a magical alignment of events. So again, this could be just something as simple as you saying in a general way, I thought that this is where I belonged. I thought this is what I wanted. But it turns out that something else fell in my lap, or something else came to me, or I became aware of something I wasn't before that is going to bring more fortune, good fortune to me. And I didn't even have to do anything. This literally coming your way. So while not grasping to things or for things, you might find that in that release or surrender, good things will happen for you anyway, and you didn't have to cling. So that's a relief in the sense of the magical alignment of events. Just letting things be without, pressing them. And then to the left as a qualifier to your central issue, which is all that glitters, is the yin. So this is all pink. I hope you can see that. So this is the feminine component of the yin yang symbol, and it's like a bird bath that's overflowing on a staircase there. So let's just look at some of the terminology that the authors wrote about. And it is the feminine principle of receptivity, letting someone else make the first move, gathering information and taking in clues, the art of conscious allowing. So this really speaks heavily to both the serendipity and the skunk, and well, turkey as well, in terms of giveaway, not clinging, the all that glitters, not being obsessed with something, letting things be, allowing for things to come to you rather than forcing it. You may be more pleasantly surprised if you learn to let go and let things happen. And again, with the female energy, just being receptive, being open to things without pressing things. And certainly with relying on yourself for your sense of esteem. So let's look at the general energy for that row, and that is new life. And again, she's emerging from the egg. And some of the keywords around new life, let me see here, are birth of new ideas, growth, opportunities, a breath of fresh air, and life renewing itself. So this is gorgeous. And again, with the egg symbolism, it's something Eastery is happening. So this is like a new development for you, becoming aware of something, an opportunity. So there is something to be said for, releasing negativity or others' opinions of you, or even expectations of you, and vice versa, your expectations of them, if this is about someone else around you. And this is what you're garnering from this reading, that the process of letting go, the life renewing itself, the breath of fresh air, so this, floating off, is saying that this might bring you the most amount of peace. So clinging this week, Aquarius, might be the problem. Clinging to anything, ideas, concepts, attitudes, old behaviors, reputations, validation. Maybe just zen out a little bit and let things come to you. So we're going to finish up by drawing an angel oracle card for further clarification for the week of the 8th to the 14th of April for Aquarius. So what is any additional message for Aquarius for the week of April 8th to the 14th? Well then, you got two. Let's just take them. So Spirit wants you to know two things. You got the cards of meditation and trust. So this is nice as well, because I feel strongly now that you've had a lot of people around you, concepts, ideas, however that plays out for you, that have been maybe mucking with your sense of self-esteem, or mucking even with your reputation. Maybe someone went and did something to you behind your back, or said something about you, and you are like, oh, I gotta fix this somehow. These two cards are saying very clearly to me, in conjunction with the spread here, is just to let go. Just release it. Just don't worry about getting back at them. Don't worry about even solving the problem. Don't worry about fixing anything, because it will be fixed for you, because your reputation precedes you. People know who you are already. And if there's an actual problem, those people I trust will come to you looking for either an explanation or, an apology, or vice versa. They'll come to you if something has been awkward. But also the meditate speaks very clearly to me right now, in conjunction with the cards, and that is to just slow down, to just stop, go within for a little while, maybe stop looking outward for help or interpretation or validation or answers. Just sit with things for a little while, let things be, and trust that things are going to work out in your highest good, because it looks very clearly here that Spirit has your best interests in mind, and you're not clinging. You're not clinging to anything here, so things are going to move swiftly for you if there is any issue in the first place. So Aquarius, I hope you enjoyed your reading this week, and please join me next week for the next week's reading for you, and take care of yourself until then. Bye now, Aquarius.